Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Good News series, the series where I break down the stuff list behind One Punch Man Season 3 before each episode even airs. Basically, I dive deep into who's working on the episode, the storyboarder, the director, key animators, all of them, and give you a better idea of what kind of quality we can expect when the episode actually drops. This time we are looking at episode 3, which hasn't aired yet, but the stuff list has already been revealed. So without further ado, let's take a look. So here's the stuff list. Credit to Donut on Twitter. I'll be linking the actual account in the description of today's video. So here's the stuff list for episode 3 of One Punch Man Season 3. Alright, this is going to be a long one. So we got storyboarder Shinpei Nagai, assistant storyboarder Hirose Mitsuki. We got the same two people from Rashiku Lab, Iwao Iwanaga and Yuko Kawashima for the digitalization work for the storyboards. Episode director we got Masahito Otani, aka Thomason, and also Shuji Miyazaki. As for chief animation director, we also got the same person, Kazumi Ono. And as for animation directors, oh my goodness. Okay, Yi Yang Dan, Dui Hao Wang. From Kazuno Film, we got Jia Liang Wang, Ning Zedu. From Orange Studio, Guo Qingyang, Yu Chen, Ru Xue Li, Huan Ge, Yu Dongge, Anying Tonghua, Anime Infinite, and as for assistant animation director, we got Kazunori Ozawa. That is a total of 9 animation directors plus 1 assistant animation director. Okay, I'll mention that in a bit. Just remember that we got 9 animation directors and 1 assistant animation directors. Alright, so for the key animation, we got Jack, David Lam, Daikei Limba, GHYG Castellijos, M. Ali Mukhtar, Chronos, and someone from Studio Links, Rieko Sakurai, someone from Animatix, Man Mario and Saijin, some few people from Hefei Yanjue Film and Television Culture Media, Ryo Shin, Ziling Yan, Ting Ting Lee, Tong Lee, Sunjie Zhang, Hue Animation Studio, Chung Tong Shi, and Castle Soul. And as for action key animation, we got Kenichiro Aoki from the JC Staff Animation Department. This guy is carrying the action scenes. It's insane. Alright, so as I have told you guys to remember the 9 animation directors and also 1 assistant animation director. Now, on paper, that might sound like oh my goodness, a lot of manpower, am I right? But unfortunately, in anime production, that usually isn't really a good sign because it often means that the amount of correction work needed was way too much to handle within the schedule. So in other words, the production itself probably didn't have enough time to finish everything in-house and had to outsource large portions of the episode itself to external studios for the AD work, cleanup, and also the in-betweens. Yes, outsourcing can help and it sometimes brings extra talent, but when it happens at this scale, it's usually a sign that the production is struggling. So yes, it's already showing. So the production struggles everyone was talking about, yes, it's already showing in the stuff list itself, and it is very concerning to have 10 animation directors working on a single episode that we are only 3 episodes into the season. It is very concerning considering the fact that we are only in episode 3 and it is already breaking down in behind the scenes. So it's really concerning, and I really hope the episode itself doesn't reflect to what I am talking about. So in a bit, I'll be giving some brief explanation on what each role does and also the person behind each role, their past work and all that. So yeah, let's get straight into the storyboard segment. Storyboard is where the director's vision starts to shape visually. These artists basically take the written script and then turn it into rough sketches to show how scene flows. As for episode 3, we got Shinpei Nagai as the storyboarder with Hirose Mitsuki as the assistant storyboarder, and to be honest, I have kinda expected it already. I'm pretty sure director Shinpei Nagai will be handling the entirety of the season's storyboard, considering the fact that I'm pretty sure he is very fast, he is capable of very fast storyboarding, and in this very rough and hellish production, he's very suited for this work. Unfortunately, most of his boards are one-to-one to the manga, which again, I have nothing against faithfulness of the manga itself, but at the same time, as I've said this multiple times, it will be fresh to see some really cool angles, some really cool and fresh storyboards from him. Again, he is definitely capable of it. I mean, like, after all, he did storyboarded the action part of the last episode sequence as well with the help of Kenichiro Aoki as well. I'm very excited to see what he is going to be showing us for the action scenes for the next episode, because that is what everyone's wanted to see. And to be fair, the framing in the manga itself by Yusuke Murata isn't bad at all, so I do see why he wanted to make it as one-to-one to the manga as possible. But again, it would be more fresher to see something new from the anime. But I am really looking looking forward to the action part of the episode because I want to see what he is truly capable of in the action part. Now with that being said, let's move on to episode director Masahito Otani and Shuji Miyazaki. So think of the episode director as the coordinator of pretty much everything in the episode itself. They're not animating directly, but they're the one that will be approving animation layouts, direct the photography team, and basically make sure every department aligns with the episode's tone. Alright, so starting with Masahito Otani, he is a veteran with decades of experience apparently across a wide variety of shows. His work on classics like Naruto Shippuden, Aoashi, and even Record of Ragnarok. Most of his work tends to lean towards dialogue-driven storytelling rather than a very action-heavy one. And unfortunately, I haven't personally seen much of his directorial style in full context since I haven't really watched any of this show. So I can't really comment on it too confidently on what kind of tone he will bring in the episode itself. And also for the second episode director, we got Shuji Miyazaki. And yes, this name might sound familiar, and it is because he's been with One Punch Man before, serving as episode director for season 2, episode 1, and episode 9. Episode 9 specifically actually stands out as one of the few really well directed episodes from that season. Miyazaki actually did a great job in terms of directing the episode overall, so seeing Miyazaki back here is actually a very good sign. So again, with both Otani and Miyazaki on board, it seems like episode 3 might aim more on a balanced note. Again, we will be getting the action part while also be getting some yapping in the episode itself. I'm not expecting this episode to be full on action packed because there will be some talking, yapping as always. But yeah, those are basically it. Now let's talk a bit about the chief animation director and the animation directors as a whole because, well, obviously I will not be making a separate section for them due to obvious reason because there's like 10 of those. But as for chief animation director, we got Kazumi Ono, who has been the chief animation director since episode 1 of season 3. Unfortunately, in episode 2, there has been tons of inconsistency, like off-model shot that can be seen, but yeah, it is a sign of production struggle, which is very unfortunate. And fun fact, that was with 4 animation directors and now they have 10. And what can I say? It is very concerning. So here I'm just hoping that the episode itself as a whole will not have too much of an inconsistency, or at least I hope it doesn't look really noticeable. And I don't really have anything much more to talk about other than Kazunori Ozawa being assistant animation director but not a key animator. Yes, I don't think you guys should be expecting any cuts from Kazunori Ozawa because he mainly corrected or supervised the Kenichiro Aoki cut in the PV that we've seen. So yes, he is only working as an assistant animation director since he did supervise the Aoki cut in the actual PV itself. So I don't think he will be making any type of cut in the actual episode. But talking about cut, let's talk about the key animator because, well, obviously we got Kenichiro Aoki, who is pretty much not surprising because he has always been the MVP, the guy that will be carrying the entirety of the action scene in this episode as well. But what is shocking, there's also another name in the key animator list, which is Castle Joss, who has worked on some few cuts in Takopa's Destiny, also Lazarus if I'm not wrong. After checking his work, yes, he did make some pretty decent looking action scenes here and there, and I'm questioning on which part of the action he will be assigned to because since Aoki will probably and most likely going to be doing the entirety of the first part of the fight, which is Garo versus Royal Reaper and Buck God, I'm actually curious on what this guy will be doing. Character acting probably, I'm not really sure, but we'll see in the actual episode itself. And yes everyone, as the time I'm recording right now, there is a lot of leaks online. Yes, the episode is probably as a whole has been leaked as well, so stay safe out there and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.